This is the Orioles POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, everyone. You heard her. It's the Orioles POSTCAST. 8-7 the final as the Baltimore Orioles triumph over the Chicago White Sox and escape by the hair of their chinny chin. This game had a potential to be a laugher. The O's jump out to an 8-2 lead. However, there's a reason you play 27 outs. It's because if you're a down-on-your-luck franchise, you might come across someone like Chayce McDermott, who's just trying to squeeze by, eke his way back into the major leagues. Go ahead, if you're watching for the first time, like, subscribe. Daily Orioles content here on Locked On Orioles. I'm Luke. I'm the post-game show host. We stream the show live to YouTube, so I make a lot of references to things on camera. The listening audience, you can get this wherever you get your podcasts on demand for free. Leave a comment, review, player of the game, your prognosis on the season. There's a lot I want to get into in the next 15, 20 minutes. And first, the potential horror that was averted by Chayce McDermott making his return to the major leagues. Woof.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, beauty and the what do you do when your top pitching prospect can't harness his stuff? That is Chayce McDermott. For a couple years now, been among the most highly touted Orioles pitching prospects under GM, soon to be president of baseball operations, Mike Elias. Third outing of the year for Chayce McDermott. He's activated after Albert Suarez, the right-hander, goes on the IL with right elbow discomfort. Oh boy. And when you can't harness your stuff as a 5-inning starter at a bare minimum, you are turned into a reliever. That is what happened to Chayce McDermott at AAA Norfolk. That is also a look into the future of one Cade Povich, if we're opining here. And that is the situation that that Chayce McDermott gets thrown into. Gets thrown into a laugher of a game. You're up 8-2, bottom of the 8th. You can squeeze across 6 outs. Give up a run or two. Go home. You're in the gold. However, not the case. Starts off with his command missing, walks Chayce McDermott on 4 pitches. And then the first of a couple wild pitches by McDermott with Kyle Teel at the bat, a slider in the dirt. This will lead to a larger conversation someday by either me or Connor Newcomb, who is the main host here on Locked On Orioles. He's cool. I'm just a guy. Might have been some rough patches of dirt or some hard ground in front of the plate. However, 5 wild pitches tonight by the Orioles. And the common thread between Dean Kramer, Yaramil Geraldo, and Chayce McDermott is, yes, they're all right-handers. However, they also worked with the same backstop, Samuel Basallo, the 21-year-old battery mate. And this probably will deserve some advanced analysis paralysis by the powers that be. Either way, Kyle Teel grounds out to second base. Fastball middle. McDermott is aiming, throwing things across. McDermott, who advanced on the wild pitch to second, is now at third base. Colson Montgomery got caught chasing a splitter away at 87 miles an hour. So 2 outs, and Chayce McDermott could get out of this inning totally fine, totally unscathed. Miguel Vargas at the bat, 2 strikes. Slider in the dirt, swings and misses, and it blows past Basallo. Through the wickets, kicks all the way to the backstop. Not only can Vargas escape to first, McDermott books it home and scores on a strikeout. This is the upside-down parallel universe John Means no-hitter, where, yeah, you get the out and everything's cool, but the guy reaches base. So it's 8-3 on a strikeout. Struggled with his command against Mike Tauchman, the Palatine, Illinois legend and former Chicago Cub savior, as far as I'm concerned. Starts opening up a little bit. He's missing. He's behind 3-1, offers up a cutter, slice to right field for a single. 2-0 count to Lenin Sosa. You got runners on first and second, and his cleat gets caught in the dirt. McDermott just can't come up firing with the pitch in a hitter's count. That is a balk, and not a 3 disengagement violation, a balk to put 2 runners in scoring position. What does Sosa do? Base hit through the left side, 2-run score. Between Vargas and Tauchman, it's 8-5. And interim manager Tony Mansolino has seen enough. He brings in Rico, right-hander Rico Garcia. First pitch fastball to Andrew Benintendi, who has had the career arc of very good Arkansas player to okay Red Sox player to Royals legend to whatever this is. League average hitter, largest contract in White Sox history. First pitch fastball home run to deep center field makes it an 8-7 ball game. All this nonsense, mind you, with 2 outs in the inning. We've talked about composure. It's a real skill. Baseball is about probabilities and it's about tenacity. And if you are an inch off with your mechanics, if you are a foot out of position, you will get burned. And we've seen it with Dean Kramer early this season. We've seen it with Cade Povich, and we've seen it with Chayce McDermott. 2 outs. Can't get the job done. Edgar Caro lines out to Dylan Carlson on a 3-1 fastball to stop the bleeding. And luckily, Keegan Aiken comes on in the 9th and records a save, striking out Teal and Montgomery on high fastballs. And it ruins what otherwise would have been an amazing return story for Jordan Westburg. Activated, hitting .320 with 8 home runs since July 1st. He'd been out since August 18th. It's kind of like an Avengers shared universe type of deal. Just as Samuel Basallo and Dylan Beavers were getting accustomed to the major league roster, Jordan Westburg tripped over himself rounding second base and sprained his ankle, and he was gone for almost a month. So this game has a feel of cloudy with a chance of what in the world is happening. Luckily, the O's, after falling behind in this game 2-0 in the first inning, are able to storm back. And in a tie game in the top of the 4th against the all-star and rookie right-hander Shane Smith, it's time for those rookies to shine. Samuel Basallo, take it away.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Top 4th, 1 out, Kobe Mayo, full count, hits a blooper to center field for a hit. A 3-for-5 game for Kobe. His defense deserves an episode in and of itself, making some great plays to the backhand. Had a play where he made a basket catch going inside the first base line with 2 outs. So 1 out, a runner on. Samuel Basallo, who's had problems with off-speed pitches and breaking balls since he emerged in the major leagues and signed that extension, keeps his hands back on a hanging curveball. Bangs it, 420, nice feet. Question was whether it would stay fair or foul, and it does get tucked inside the right field foul pole. His 3rd career home run makes it a 4-2 ball game with an apex of 99 feet. And get this, Shane Stewart, in his past 5 home starts, had given up a total of 4 earned runs. And 4 innings in, he's already given up 4 earned ones to the O's. The O's get 2 in the 4th, and they'd get 2 in the 5th. Jeremiah Jackson hitting a first pitch fastball down the left field line for a double. Gunnar Henderson poking a fastball in on the hands, kind of near the hands, that part of the bat. Words escaping me at this hour. He fists one into center field. Jeremiah scores, makes it a 5-2 game. 1 out later, Dylan Beavers rope into the right field corner. Gunnar booking it around third. He scores. Beavers slides into third with a triple. His first of his career, makes it a 6-2 game. And in the top of the 7th, Jordan Westburg finally getting in on the action. He had 2 walks today. Gets this one on 4 pitches against right-hander Wickelman Gonzalez. That's a fun name. And the first pitch to Beavers. It's inside. A fastball grooved and hit to right center field for Beavers' 2nd career big fly. Made it an 8-2 ball game. And the O's needed every single one of those. Shane Smith had held opponents to a 168 batting average since August 1st. And the O's tee off against him and company. Coming up, we'll reveal our player of the game. And we'll talk about Dean Kramer ad nauseum until you're nauseous. This is the Orioles postcast. unexpected night. What also is unexpected is just hair growth. Getting hair back when you think you lost it, and that's what Nutrafol is all about. It's the number one dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. It's a supplement clinically tested, and it targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. Shedding is for dogs, not for hair. You can feel good about it knowing that Nutrafol is NSF certified and backed by peer-reviewed studies. See thicker, stronger hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code Locked On MLB. It's Nutrafol.com, promo code Locked On MLB. Show also brought to you by the fine folks at Gametime. Nothing like catching a game live. White Sox Stadium, Rate Field, low key, kind of fun. I enjoy it. It's a great place to watch a game. And if I'm going to go sometime soon, that's why I use Gametime. Camden Yards, Obvi worth Gametime. Advantage goes back to the fans. Gametime is fast, easy, and backed by the Gametime guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Honestly, it's faster, cheaper, and less stressful than any other way I've bought tickets ever. Works for concerts and shows too. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Gametime today. And FanDuel, NFL season is here. Love what I've seen so far. We've had some pretty good primetime games. Enjoyed every minute of it. FanDuel's making sure you get in on the action. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on that fantasy lineup. So if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Thanks to FanDuel, you the best.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Going to be an interesting lens to view this game for Samuel Basallo through. On one hand, he does hit the 2-run home run that breaks the tie and is, technically speaking, the game-winning hit. And for that, he is our player of the game. However, 5 wild pitches, 2 for the guy we're about to talk about, Dean Kramer, and it's worth noting that it is a struggle adjusting to the big leagues. We have seen both him and Jackson Holliday take their lumps as 21-year-olds just trying to make it in this game. And Basallo is playing a premium position. Most of the time, he's at catcher. And normally we see the defense develop before the bat for high-profile catching prospects. So to be able to hit a home run off of an all-star, cool. Player of the game, and hopefully many more to come. Dean Kramer, we'll touch on this very briefly. First start in about 10 days. Had some right forearm discomfort, which had some O's fans holding their breath. Because, that sometimes can be a precursor to the elbow, to more injuries up the arm. And that's the last thing you would want, your innings pitched leader to be unavailable, not just for the final stretch of this season, but also into 2026. I would be cool shutting Dean Kramer down tonight if it meant he comes back ready to go in 2026. There's not a whole lot else to be salvaged. He's not getting to 200 innings. I know he wants to do that. However, it's just, he's a gamer. And credit to him for coming back. Had to settle down a little bit. First inning, gives up a first pitch hit to Chayce McDermott, and then a 2-run home run to Kyle Teal. High heat at 95. Just missed a little bit with a 2-strike pitch there. Made it a 2-0 ball game from there, able to strike out Colson Montgomery on a 4-seamer at the knees at 95, and able to settle in well after that. That first wild pitch comes in the bottom of the second. or excuse me, the second one actually. Chayce McDermott had advanced to second base on that first wild pitch in the first and in the second. Lenine Sosa singles with Andrew Benintendi at the plate. Benny Boy takes a curve in the dirt and fouls out to Jeremiah Jackson in foul territory. Walks Edgar Caro, an 0-2 to 3-2 situation before getting Brooks Baldwin to ground out into a 4-6-3 double play, a splitter that also had missed high. It looked like mechanically Dean was sorting through some things. He was not getting on top of that split finger fastball as he normally does. However, by the end of his line, he was able to figure it all out and goes 5 2/3. Finally, on top of that pitch, striking out Kyle Teal to open the bottom of the sixth. The splitter is low and away. Walks Colson Montgomery and then freezes Miguel Vargas on a cut fastball. So, all in all, Dean Kramer puts together a solid outing in his return, able to stomach 97 pitches through 5 2/3 innings. And good on interim manager Tony Mansolino for getting him out of there. That is the goal. Get out of this puppy healthy. Him, Wells, Rogers, Bradish, who cares if they only throw 5 innings? If Trevor Rogers, his next start out, goes 5 frames and only throws 60 pitches, cool. We all know what's at stake here. For Kramer, it's his 10th win of the season. He's 10 10. Final line is 2 earned runs on the home run, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. ERA sits at 4.39. The O's carry on, and they have a chance to stick it to the White Sox one more time. It's a 2:10 first pitch on Masson, too. Right-hander Tyler Wells, he's looked super sharp since coming back from elbow surgery. He's got the 1 win and 2 strikeouts through his, 10 strikeouts through his first 2 starts. And he goes up against left-hander Martin Perez, who's 1-5 with a 3.27 ERA. The O's can sweep the White Sox. That is the goal tomorrow. Right-hander Tyler Wells, 10 strikeouts through 2 starts off the IL. Appreciate you all tuning in here on this Tuesday night. AJ bringing us home says this whole night's been crazy across the league for absolutely no reason. I would agree. That wraps us up here. Coming up on 18 minutes, the final score tonight as the O's improve to 9 games under 500. The Baltimore Orioles 8 and the Chicago White Sox 7. Good night. Stay safe. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night.